Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. My name is Phan. I'm the Chief of the SUNNYVALE Department of Public Safety. I would like to take this moment to report that our ongoing investigation into Tuesday's tragic crime in our community has uncovered additional information. Based on our investigation, new evidence shows that the defendant intentionally targeted the victims based on their race and his belief that they were of the Muslim faith. We understand that you will have many questions based on this announcement. However, we will not be releasing further information for now. This is an ongoing investigation and its integrity is vital. Our department and the District Attorney's Office are closely working together to make sure that we carefully gather and analyze all the evidence. We are both committed to making sure the community has accurate and up-to-date information. More information will be forthcoming. The District Attorney's Office, who now has the case, will provide updates about any charging decisions as this case moves forward. One thing that I can add is that the young girl who was severely injured in the attack remains in critical condition at an area hospital. Our hearts are with her and her loved ones as we pray for her recovery. Her family has asked us and you and the media to please respect their privacy during this difficult time. I'm sure you will all understand that their focus is on trying to heal. They do not wish to be interviewed at this time, and we hope you will respect the request to be left in peace. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jay Boyarski, and I'm the Chief Assistant District Attorney for Santa Clara County. Standing alongside me is Senior Deputy District Attorney Carlos Vega. He's one of the finest trial lawyers in our office, and he will be personally handling the prosecution of Mr. Peoples from this day forward. Mr. Peoples has been charged with 8 counts of attempted murder. 4 of those counts have an enhancement for causing great bodily injury. Those charges carry a sentence, a maximum potential sentence of life in prison. I want to first thank the Sunnyvale Department of Public Safety under the leadership of Chief Phan for very professionally dealing with this horrifying and horrible crime. His department was on the scene within minutes, and they've been working this case nonstop, discovering more evidence, as he just alluded to. I know that there's questions about what the motivation of this crime was, and some of you are wondering whether or not this is a hate crime. There is no hate crime allegation charged at this point in time for one reason only: the matter is still being investigated. However, as the chief said, there is very appalling and disturbing evidence that at least 1 or 2 of these victims were targeted based on the defendant's view of what their race or religion may have been. So the message that District Attorney Jeff Rosen and I and Chief Ngo and all of law enforcement in Santa Clara County want to send to this whole community is that we have zero tolerance for any sort of hate crime. And that we are standing with the victims together that were on that street corner on El Camino Real. And we're standing with that little 13-year-old girl in her hospital room. When a crime is committed because of someone's nationality or their race or their religion, it's not just that individual victim that is hurt, it's our entire community. And our entire community stands united against hatred and bigotry. Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask Chief Ngo or myself at this point in time?
What is the evidence that has led you to that?
We're not ready to disclose that information at this time because the investigation is still active and ongoing.
Can you say whether or not you believe that he acted sort of on the spur of the moment when he saw them, or was he following them and targeting
This is an active investigation, and we're still conducting a follow-up investigation to sort out all the facts.
But in terms of premeditation of this, speak to that.
It's still ongoing, and we're still trying to sort out all the facts of this incident.
I was just going to say, Len, it's a great question. I know you have a lot of questions. What's the evidence? Tell us everything you know. But you all know that at this early stage in a criminal prosecution, there's limited information that we're going to provide. What's important to know is that we stand with the community. The police, the district attorney's office is doing an excellent job following every single lead. We've consulted with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. They stand ready to provide any necessary assistance. And we are going to hold this man accountable for the horrific crimes that he committed. There were 8 people that were injured, and the ethnicity and the color of the people's skin and their gender, it represents the amazing and wonderful diversity of Santa Clara County. And every life is sacred. Now, if there is evidence that warrants the filing of a hate crime enhancement on this case, in addition to all these charges that carry a potential sentence of life in prison, I guarantee you that we will file such a charge. Are there any other questions?
Yeah, the charges filed said each of them have potential of life in prison, not all together, right?
Each count carries a life sentence on its own.
What Mr. Vega said is each count, which is an attempted murder, 4 of the counts carry an enhancement for causing great bodily injury. Attempted murder carries a potential for life in prison.
Any comment about the PTSD claims that are coming from the family?
No, we don't have any comments. I don't imagine the chief has comments. We're going to
be looking at all angles. And again, I want to remind people this is early on in the investigation. It's only been several days, so we're trying to sort all the facts that we can in this investigation. And as I mentioned yesterday in my press conference, as we get significant updates in the investigation, we will make sure that the public will have the information.
Can you tell us when this new evidence came out? I mean, obviously it's so late that you couldn't include information about it.
This information came out late yesterday afternoon.
And just if you want to directly respond to what his attorney has said, that this was clearly a result of a mental procedure defect and that the correct response is treatment rather than prison. What's the response?
I actually don't want to respond to whatever the defense lawyer said. What I want to say is that the Sunnyvale Police Department did an amazing job, and that there's 8 people that were severely injured as a result of this man's actions. And it's traumatizing to these victims. It's traumatizing to the police officers that had to see the carnage. It's traumatizing to all members of the community who wonder about whether these people were targeted because of their race and religion, and that's why we're pursuing every single angle in this investigation. So we stand together as law enforcement with the entire community. That's the message that we're here to send today.